If someone came to us and said, let's work on a space-time theorem, for most of us it would be like saying, let's decipher this Greek hieroglyph. But we're on about divine physics here. And divine physics is about dreams, levels of mind, past, present and future, dimensions of reality, levels of consciousness, which of course are all to do with space-time. So in essence you could really say that we're working on a space-time theorem here. All the stories of late have been to this end, for us to come to understand and recognize, or work on our space-time theorem. We know it's all now and all of that, but to know the dynamics of it, the laws of it, how it all works. And you can see from the stories that have been told of late that they're all to do with this. Now there was a certain Hasid, of the Hasidic Jewish tradition, and he was a very pious man, very dedicated to his rabbi. But he was sad, because he'd been married for many, many years, and his wife had not produced a son. And of course in the Jewish tradition, a son was needed to assist in the passing over of the father. When it came, there's a special ceremony. And he was quite sad because this had not happened. So he decided that he would go to his rabbi and ask permission to divorce his wife. Now he knew that his rabbi was very against divorce. So he was in trepidation about going and facing his rabbi. But it got to a stage of desperation inside himself, and so he finally got up the courage, and before dawn one day he set out for the rabbi's house. Well, he arrived at the rabbi's house just before breakfast, and the rabbi's wife invited him in and took him into the parlor and sat him down. And the Hasid could smell the beautiful smells of breakfast wafting out of the kitchen. But the rabbi's wife didn't invite him to come and join the meal. She left him sitting in the parlor, and he actually saw the rabbi pass the door of the parlor several times, but there was no invitation for him to join the meal. And then he heard the rabbi chanting his morning prayers, and there was no invitation for him to go into the rabbi's inner sanctum. And the morning passed and no one else came, and the Hasid was thinking, well, this is very strange, there's no one else coming for petitions, why doesn't he see me? But lunchtime came around, and again the delicious smells were coming wafting from the kitchen, and the rabbi passed several times on his way, obviously to have his meal, but there was no invitation for the Hasid to come and join. And the afternoon passed, and of course the Hasid's stomach was grumbling, and he was very tired because he'd set out very early before dawn to arrive at the rabbi's house. And it came to dinner time, and he was still sitting in the parlor. And again the wonderful smells came wafting from the kitchen, particularly the kugel, which he loved, kugel. And the smell was up his nostrils. But no invitation to come and join the evening repast with the rabbi and his wife. But finally, as the evening got on, the rabbi's wife came in and escorted the Hasid into the rabbi's inner sanctum. And the rabbi said to him, what can I do for you? What is it that you want? And the Hasid told his whole story. He said, I've been married for more than 9 years, and my wife has not produced a son who is going to be able to complete the rituals for me when I die, and I would like to have a divorce. Oh, all right, said the rabbi. On your anniversary day of your 10th anniversary, bring your wife along here and bring your marriage contract and we'll make the divorce. Well, Hasid was very surprised, because he had expected there to be a great resistance, an argument from the rabbi. So he went off quite happy, and the day arrived of their 10th anniversary, and he took his wife along to the rabbi, and the divorce was declared. And pretty soon after that, the Hasid remarried a young woman, and within a year she had a daughter. And then after another year she had another daughter, and after another year she had another one. So he finished up, he had 6 daughters, but no son. And the tradition is, it's only a son who can help the father in his passing over. So the Hasid was bereft. The only thing he could do was to go back to the rabbi and ask for another divorce. Well, he goes back to the rabbi, and to his great surprise, the rabbi says, all right, on the anniversary, we'll have the divorce. So after the divorce, he married again, another young woman, and to his very great joy and delight, the very next year, she gave birth to a son. Well, he doted on this boy, who was brilliant, loving, all those things that one would expect in an heir. But the time came, because he was a merchant, he had to go on a journey, on a ship, to get goods from a far-off land. But he couldn't bear to leave his beloved son. So he hired a tutor, and he took his son along with him on the ship. While they were out to sea, a great storm came along and washed over the ship, and the Hasid and his son were washed overboard. And he watched as a great wave came and took his son away. Helpless he was to do anything about it. But, as happenstance would have it, a part of the broken ship floated by. And of course instincts in man are so great. He had to grab hold of that board to save himself, and was finally washed up on a far shore. He made his way back to his hometown in the deepest of grief, went straight to his rabbi, who himself opened the door and opened his arms to him, while the man sobbed. And the rabbi said, I suppose you're here for another divorce. The Hasid was very shocked. He said, no, I've had enough of divorces. No, never again. Divorce has been the thing that has ruined my life. I'm not asking for a divorce. And then the rabbi pushed over in front of the Hasid the daily newspaper. And when the Hasid looked at the date, it was the very date of the day that he had first gone to his rabbi to ask for the divorce. Time and space, dimensionality, levels of mind, consciousness, past, present, and future. How does it work for us? What is the place of dreams, visions, déjà vu, going over the memories of the past, reliving? We know it happens. It's happened for us all. How does it work? How are we going to make this space-time theory? Didn't finish the story. The Hasid went home. There was his first wife, who was a very good wife. And within 2 years she had a baby boy. Who grew, of course, to be a great scholar, and was there to follow the wonderful tradition, ritual associated with sending the Hasid into the next world. What if we were one of those physicists? We'd have the blackboard up there and we'd be making all these equations, wouldn't we? But we have no capability of doing with that. So as a divine physicist, how do we solve this space-time theory? We can't put it together in our mind as an equation. How are we going to find our answer? How are we going to solve this? And if you think I'm going to tell you, but another thing comes. I'll give you a clue. All of the laws in creation work to fill that which is there when stillness and movement meet.